Today, there's a crisis in America. It goes beyond healthcare, the economy, and national security. Look a little closer, even right down the street. The crisis that's at the heart of our country is in our schools. Out of 28 reporting developed countries, American students rank 20th in graduation rates. While we were once pioneers in public education, now we've fallen behind. The key to solving all of these problems rests on solving one thing first: education. And the stakes are higher than we think. Here is Miss Robinson. She has 32 students in her class. These kids are the future of our country. But in order to reach their full potential, they need a great education. In America right now, a kid drops out of high school every 26 seconds. That's 3 by the end of this video, and 1.2 million a year. These dropouts are 8 times more likely to go to prison, 50% less likely to vote, more likely to need social welfare assistance, not eligible for 90% of new jobs, are being paid 40 cents to the dollar earned by a college graduate, and continuing the cycle of poverty. This is a frightening picture, but it doesn't have to be. When we change the odds, here's what it looks like. How do we ensure that teachers like Miss Robinson help her students succeed? A solution is possible, and it doesn't just rest on her shoulders. Now that you know what's at stake, what will you do?
The facts. The stories.
I want to be a nurse, I want to be a doctor, and I want to be a veterinarian.
She chose her college and she wrote a letter to the admissions and asking them to allow her to attend their college.
I want to go to a medical college or a veterinarian college because I really want to become a surgeon.
And she can do it?
Yeah.
Daisy's path to medical school begins with 8th grade algebra, which she'll need to take when she moves up to Stevenson Middle School. By the time she leaves Stevenson, only 13% of her classmates will be proficient in math. Stevenson feeds into Roosevelt, one of the worst performing high schools in Los Angeles. Only 3 out of 100 students at Roosevelt will graduate with the classes necessary for admission to a 4-year university, and 57% of Daisy's classmates won't graduate.
Has your mom and dad told you about the lottery?
The lottery, isn't that when people play and they win money?
Daisy and her parents have found one other option. 8th graders at KIPP LA Prep get triple the classroom time in math and science. And by the time they finish 8th grade, they will have doubled their math and reading scores. Judith and Jose have decided to enter Daisy into the KIPP lottery.
I want to go to college to get an education. If I have kids, I want kids to be in this environment.
What?
Like around here. I mean, I want my kids to have better than what I had.
I'm just so afraid for him. I cries for him sometimes because I know he can easily be influenced to do things that he shouldn't do.
I stayed back 1 grade, and it was in the 2nd grade.
Why?
Because my father had passed.
Next year, Anthony's class will move up to junior high. Most will go to John Philip Sousa, which the Washington Post called an academic sinkhole. If Anthony goes to Sousa, odds are he will enter high school 3 to 5 grade levels behind. Anthony's class visits the Seed School, the first urban public boarding school in the country.
To come to Seed, geography and luck, that's it. You have to live in the district, you have to pull out a bingo ball, call your number.
It's bittersweet to me. If I get in, they give me a better chance in life. But if I don't, I just be with my friends.
You see the cages up here. It's a random selection. You all have your numbers, right?
Let's get started. $20. $10.
The excuses. Socioeconomic status and lack of support. The excuses. Resources. The roadblocks. Teachers.
Our country's education system is broken right now. It is failing our children. If you look right now, the children who are in school right now are going to be the first generation of Americans who are less well educated than their parents were. Wow. And you know,
Shame on us.
Yes, we're falling further and further behind our global competitors. I can essentially, Oprah, look at a child's zip code and tell you with pretty good accuracy what their academic achievement levels are in this country. Wow. It's absolutely wrong.
And that's not because of the child.
Absolutely
It's
not.
because of the failing school systems.
That's right.
And I know a big part of that, you think, are teachers who do not work. Now, I know, you all know I love teachers. I consider myself to be one with this platform every day. I love great teachers. So great teachers, really good teachers, also want really good teachers. And we all know that the best chance of success for your child comes from having great teachers, right? So we're not talking about great teachers. So don't waste your time writing me if you're a great teacher. And if you're a bad one, I don't want to hear from you, right?
That's right. I mean, there was a study recently that showed that in this country, if we removed the bottom 6 to 10% of teachers and replace them just with average teachers, we could propel ourselves from the bottom to the top globally of where we're performing.
not the old paradigm. You know what happens in the old paradigm when people fail in these communities? The kids suffer. The adults stay. Right? Everybody keeps their jobs. Everybody, you know, you write about, oh, that was terrible. Kids did terrible. Ooh. People write articles about it, stories about it. Oh, wasn't that terrible? Did you see those latest numbers? They were terrible. And I said, yeah, I know, we tried. And you come up with lots of reasons it didn't work. And you try next year and it doesn't work. And you try next year. No, our theory is this. The kids fail, you get a new job.
The roadblocks, principles. The hope.
We've created a school to help you all become the smartest boys and girls in the country.
It's a charter school, so Canada is able to run it his way, free from the bureaucracy and restrictions of the public school system. There's one adult for every 6 students. Classes are smaller and school days longer. Kids come in on Saturdays, and summer vacation, that only lasts 3 weeks.
We will always ask permission before leaving the group? Yeah. Okay.
Discipline is strict, and so is the dress code. To teach kids healthy eating habits, there are cooking classes using ingredients from the school's own organic garden. And if any of the kids get sick, this on-site clinic provides free medical, mental health, and even dental care.
Good afternoon.
Canada calls his school the Promise Academy, and this is what he tells parents at the start of each year.
We promise our families, if your children are with us, we guarantee they're going to get into college, and we're going to stick with them through college, right? So that's the promise.
How can you, though, actually promise that they will go to college?
If my kids don't go to college, people who work for me are losing their jobs. And there's just no way around that.
You'll fire the teachers?
I will fire the teachers. I'll fire the after-school workers. I'll fire the directors. Everybody understands that this thing is our job as the adults. And we're not going to hold the kids responsible, right? And are some of my kids belligerent? Yes. Do some of them come in and don't try hard? Yes, they do. Do they come from broken homes? Yes. Is there poverty and drugs and crime? Yes, it's all those things. Those kids are still going to college.
My name is Rashard Nozier.
Rashard Nozier wasn't too sure about college when Ed Bradley first met him back in 2005. He was just in kindergarten.
You want to go to college?
Much as it kills me, yes.
Much as it kills you. Why would it kill you going to college?
Yeah, because they got people words that I don't know.
But you'll learn new words every year. Trust me, you'll be okay.
Okay.
Today, Rashard is in the 5th grade and seems a lot more confident about college.
Do you know what college you want to go to?
Stanford.
What do you want to do after Stanford?
I would like to earn my way to being a CEO.
Why do you want to be the CEO?
To tell you the truth, I think you get paid better when you're CEO.
I think you're right.
If you work hard...
To make sure his kids succeed, Jeffrey Canada will do just about anything.
Who in this group went to Disney World this summer?
For younger students who ace their statewide tests, there are free trips, and he pays high schoolers up to $120 a month if they get near perfect attendance and grades.
Aren't you kind of basically bribing them?
I love to bribe kids.
You love to bribe kids?
I love to bribe, because this is, look, people say, well, Jeff, don't you want kids to do it for the intrinsic value of Sure, I'd love them to do it for the intrinsic value. And until then, I'd love them to do it for money. I don't care. I just want them to do it.
Yeah, no excuse. What happens when we fail a child? How can we foster a sense of urgency to support education in our country? How can we prepare teachers and principals to educate all students for success?